Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the West Texas Rambler channel. If you haven't seen part one, you might go back and watch that. On part one we built this base platform. What's gonna sit in the floor of the 4Runner, and all the drawers and stuff are gonna be built on top of that. We also started on a drawer that the stove is going to be inside of and the fridge is going to be on top of. It's going to be basically a drawer inside of a drawer type deal that hopefully will make more sense once we get done. Anyway, got the plans drawn out. Should move along a little quicker. I need to paint a few things and then continue on the build, and once things are painted I can start to kind of put them together. Just easier to paint them before you put them together in some of these pieces. But anyway, stick around. I hope that you enjoy it. And like I said, if you hadn't watched the first part, go back and watch it. That'll catch you up to here. Anyway, let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is, this is the slide for the stove that the stove is going to sit on top of, and it's actually going to be mounted in here, but we need to paint all of this first. So we're going to go ahead and paint that, and might even paint the base plate that we've got over here, the part that's going to be mounted to the floor of the 4Runner. Anyway, we're going to get those painted and get ready to assemble the rest of it. Hopefully it'll go smooth, and I think that's all we have to paint. I hadn't decided if I'm going to paint that or just leave it, but anyway, get some stuff painted. Alright, so this is the first drawer, I guess you could say. It's all painted up. So kind of the way this is going to work is, fridge sets on top of this, and this whole thing will slide out from the back of the 4Runner. Then once that's out, the stove will slide out just like that. Gives you the ability to open the stove just where it's at. And then, once you're done, obviously slide it back in, and then this whole unit will slide back in to the 4Runner. So there'll be another set of drawer slides on each side of this, and that'll allow that to move. So anyway, that's just an update, just so you can kind of see how that's done. Drawer slides are laying flat. Anyway. Still a few things to work on as far as getting this squared up and that kind of deal. But anyway, just wanted to show you how it's going to work. I need to put something here that'll make it easier to grab and pull out. But anyway, that's the way it's set up. That's the way it's going to work. Start working on the rest of it now and building, just starting here in the middle and building out from there. So we'll see how it goes, and hopefully it'll go pretty quick. Alright, so that stove, fridge slide that I was showing. I think I said before, but the fridge is all going to be enclosed to keep stuff from, you know, if we throw stuff in the back, keep it from piling in behind it. That way if we pull it out, nothing falls in behind it where we can't push it back in. Anyway, I just cut 2 pieces of plywood that will be the sides, and to save a little bit of weight and cost really too, I have some left over this aluminum alu panel stuff that I used underneath the stove is where I used it before, but this is what's going to be on top and on the back side of that fridge enclosure. The only reason that I did plywood on the side is because if there's going to be drawer slides on there that it needs to be able to support the weight. So 1/2 inch plywood would give the screws something to bite to. But anyway, so plywood on the sides of the fridge and alu panel on the top and back side. I'll probably end up drilling some holes in the back side to let that the fridge breathe a little bit on the back where all the components and stuff are. But anyway, just got all that cut and I'm gonna start getting it put together. Alright, so on these enclosures that's gonna enclose the fridge, I painted what's gonna be the inside, the side facing the fridge. On the inside here is gonna be painted black, and I made the decision to use carpet to cover the outside. That way if we are packing and we lay something up against it, it's not rubbing up against wood, it'll be rubbing up against carpet. Plus I have some scrap carpet laying around, some indoor-outdoor kind of carpet. So I'm just gonna lay it on there, pull it around the edge, staple it, and then I guess that's that'll get us caught up as far as the enclosure for the fridge. So I'm gonna get started on that, and then we'll see where we're at after that. Hopefully I have enough carpet to cover these. I should, but also the top deck over the drawers will also be carpeted. So anyway, basically the whole top will be carpeted to protect against whatever we put on there. Maybe help keep stuff from sliding around a little bit instead of being on bare wood. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. Alright, so I got this carpeted on the outside. The only reason I came part of the way down is the drawer system's going to come up to here, and that's going to be carpeted all the way across and down. So that's the reason I didn't go all the way down with that one. But there's that the alu panel on top there, and then this is the other side that's got the carpet on it. This part will go against the side of the, like where the fender well would be. You know, if we put stuff down in there, this will kind of protect the wood and also protect whatever we put back there. But anyway, so it's a tight squeeze, but there's going to be drawer slides here and drawer slides here, so that the fridge and all will come out. Once the fridge and all is out, we can pull this out, and we can pull just the stove out if we want, or we can pull both the stove and the fridge out. This isn't all solid mounted yet. I just kind of dry run proof of concept type deal to make sure everything was fitting like I was hoping it would. Anyway, it's coming along. I cut this a little short on the top, if you can see that, instead of it coming all the way out, because the fridge is not going to quite come all the way out. So this is going to leave us a little room to be able to open our fridge. I wanted a top on it so that when it's in the 4Runner, we can lay stuff up here and it not be on top of the fridge. Let the fridge still slide in and out without dragging all that stuff out on top of it. So just a little extra storage, maybe 8 to 10 inches above from this platform up to the ceiling. So a little bit extra storage. Anyway, this is where we're at so far, and we're going to keep at it and see what we can get done. Alright, got a couple pieces cut. 17.5 inches wide from end to end. These are just scrap pieces, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them and double-sided tape them or something in here so that I can hold that spacing pretty accurate to what I need it to make the not hinges, make the drawer slides fit. And so hopefully this is going to work, because it's kind of flimsy down on bottom when I go to mount it to the base plate. Hopefully this is going to help that. So I thought this would be worth showing. So I've got those braces in here. The tape kind of held long enough to at least get these clamps on. But I've got those clamps holding the spacer in so that the space inside is going to be correct. And then I also clamped on this piece of wood, 1/2-inch plywood scrap, so that whenever I go to line this up, I can make sure because with this carpet it's hard to tell where the edge of the plywood is. So with that pressed on there, I can make sure I get my base and the edge of this frame pretty close to flush, and then I can go ahead and put my screws in. So that's what I'm going to work on now. And I did that on both the front and the back with the spacers and the vertical pieces. And I have some help today.
Say hi.
Say hi. Alright, so now that the backside is on, it really made it a little more sturdy, and I had to pull it over some to make it square, so that helped pull it square. It gives it a backing. I'm going to go in and drill some holes across here, some large holes, so that the refrigerator can vent some of the air that it's got to move for the compressor and all that stuff to operate. So next part is to mark some holes, drill some holes, but this part is almost done. After that, we have to install the drawer slides for that piece that the stove goes inside of. And anyway, I'm excited about this. I'm excited that it's nearly done with this part of it. But anyway, hopefully this goes good, and we'll see you in a minute. Alright, see the holes I drilled? That'll be for ventilation for the back of the fridge. All we gotta do now is mount some drawer slides on the side of that. That's gonna connect to that, and this part of it will be pretty much done. Like that. That slides out. Alright, so this section of it's all put together. Hopefully it'll make a little more sense now that I show you this. This part will come out. Fridge will be here. Stove will be here. I've got some counterweight on it now because it is kind of front heavy. Actually really front heavy, but that part will be bolted down in the back of the 4Runner. So I don't know that I can put the fridge on here right now because I don't think I have enough counterweight back there, but anyway, hopefully that shows a little better how it's supposed to work. Alright, first set of this system is done. Got our fridge sliding out there. And we got our stove underneath. and I'm hoping it doesn't fall over, and I've got enough counterweight and support. But anyway, you can see the reason I left that cut back some, so we can get full range of our lid. You know, the system also works if you just want just the stove and no fridge sliding out. And then of course, if you want the fridge, you just pull the fridge on out with it. No stove, only the fridge. You can have that way too. Anyway, all I gotta do is finish drawers here. Need 2 storage drawers, and hopefully that'll go quick. I hadn't had a lot of time working on these things all at once, but anyway, pretty pleased with its progress so far, and hopefully it won't take long to do those drawers. Alright, so that's going to be the end of this part. Thanks for sticking around. I hope that you stick around to see the finished product. I think this is the most complicated part of it. So hopefully the drawer system, just the 2 simple storage drawers, I say simple, hopefully they're simple. Hopefully that'll go well, go quick. I should have a little more time to work on it here in these next few days. But anyway, I just wanted to thank you for sticking around, and don't forget to keep on rambling.